Good evening. My name is Margaret Flaherty and I'm a supervisor guide with the National Parks and Wildlife Service based at Wild Navan National Park, which is also home to Ireland's only dark sky park. This evening I'm going to be giving you an introduction to Irish bats. Bats are mammals. This means that they are warm-blooded and have fur-covered bodies. The majority of mammals give birth to live young, and the mothers feed their newborn babies milk. Worldwide, more than 1,200 species of bat have been identified. There is a greater diversity of bat species in the tropics, as you will see from the map. In these warm equatorial regions, bats have a wider diet too, foraging on fruit, fish, insects, pollen, and even some consume frogs. In cooler climates to the south and north, there are fewer bat species. In Northern Europe, including Ireland, bats are almost entirely insect-eating or insectivorous. Of the 45 species of bat that have been recorded in Europe, there is only one fruit eater, the Egyptian fruit bat. Populations of this species extend to parts of Africa and the Middle East, with the European distribution restricted to Cyprus and parts of Turkey. Another rarer species, the greater noctual bat, a resident of Mediterranean countries, regularly includes small birds in its diet. In Ireland, we have 9 species of bat that are confirmed as residents. All of the Irish bat species are insectivorous. Bats are the only mammals that can undertake true powered flight. They belong to a group of mammals in the order Chiroptera. The name Chiroptera comes from the ancient Greek chir meaning hand and pteron meaning wing. Here we see the detail of a bat's wing. It's similar to a human hand, except the thumb is small and claw-like in structure, while the remaining digits or fingers are long with a thin membrane of skin connecting them. There is a large area of wing membrane between the bat's 5th finger and its body and leg. All bats can see, and there's no such thing as a blind bat. Very little was known about how bats found their way around in the dark until the 1950s. Many bat species, including all Irish species, use sound to navigate and to forage for food in the dark. Bats use very high-pitched sounds beyond the range of human hearing. These rapidly repeated bursts of sound pulses are emitted by the bat when flying and are used to create an image of the environment through the echoes. These echoes are bouncing off obstacles or off prey and returning to the bat. This is known as echolocation, a type of sonar. As these high-frequency sounds are too high for humans to hear, bat workers use bat detectors to listen for echolocating bats. The average lifespan of Irish bats is thought to be between 7 and 8 years, although some have been found over 15 years old. In Ireland, bats are the only mammals, apart from hedgehogs, that undergo true hibernation. As temperatures drop in the approach to winter, insect numbers also decline, and males and females move into hibernation roosts, or hibernacula. Hibernation takes place from October and November onwards, during which time a hibernating bat uses very little energy and its body temperature drops to as little as 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. An Irish bat typically becomes active in late spring and early summer. As the days and nights warm up, a bat flies out to forage on insects. Also around early summer, a number of female bats get together in a suitable nursery or maternity roost. This group is known as a colony. A nursery roost is usually warm, undisturbed, and situated close to suitable insect-providing habitat. Numbers of bats in a nursery roost may build gradually until the time the mothers give birth, around late June or early July. They each give birth to a single baby, known as a pup, and they can identify their own pup by its smell and sound. The mother suckles her baby with her own milk. She rarely carries her baby with her when she is flying outside the roost, unless she is moving from one roost to another. A bat pup is born blind and without fur, but it is otherwise well developed and weighs up to 1/3 the weight of its mother at birth. The mother feeds its milk for several weeks, at which point it'll be able to fly and learns to echolocate and catch its own prey. By 6 to 7 weeks after birth, the young are independent. The female usually leaves the maternity roost in August and avails of late summer's insects to build up a store of body fat to help them survive the winter. Females then seek out males who have been setting up mating territories by mid-August. Mating takes place from August onwards. The female retains the sperm throughout the winter but does not ovulate, and only becomes pregnant in springtime after hibernation. I'm now going to discuss some of the species of bat that have been recorded in the park. The first two species you see on the screen here are the most common in the park and in Ireland. They are the common and the soprano pipistrelles. They are most likely to be seen flying around soon after dusk in both urban and rural areas. They have a rapid twisting flight as they pursue tiny prey such as midges and small moths. A single pipistrelle, weighing no more than 5 or 6 grams, the same weight as a €1 coin, may consume as many as 3,000 insects in one night. Ongoing surveys in Ireland have found increases in both these species, but the increases are poorly understood. They may be recovering from past declines or may be responding to changes in habitat such as increased woodland cover, or it could be due to climate change. The next species shown here on the right-hand side of the screen is the Leisler's bat. They are the biggest of the Irish bats. This species can be seen soon after sunset flying over open spaces such as parks and fields. They are distinctive by their level of flight, flying at much greater heights than other Irish species. From a height, they dive down after dung flies and beetles. They are also one of the first bats to emerge in the evening and are quite large, sometimes confused with swifts that may be flying around at the same time. They are best told apart by the wing shape and through the sound, or lack of. Swifts will shriek, while the Leisler's bat is inaudible without a bat detector. There have been significant increases in Leisler's bat, like the pipistrelles. The reasons for the increases are poorly understood. Again, they may be recovering from past declines or responding to increased woodland cover or climate change. The fourth species is the Daubenton's bat, shown here on the left-hand side of the screen. They're often referred to as the water bat. This species is easily recognized by its flight, at a low level only a few centimeters above the surface of water, where it feeds on emerging insects on lakes and slow-moving rivers and canals. If a bat has the misfortune of ending up in the water, it can rescue itself as they are able to swim. You can find more information about Ireland's other bat species on the Bat Conservation Ireland website, batconservationireland.org. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you've learned a little about Irish bats, and we look forward to welcome you in the park, maybe on a bat walk in the not too distant future. Thank you again.